Hey guys, this video will be Easter acrylic nails, and I use dip powders with monomer to do this look. I wanted that really cool tie-dye marble effect that dip gives you, and I'm using my Red Iguana realistic hand. I do have a code down below if you're interested in getting it and saving some money. And I also already applied 2 tips on each fingernail. I'm going to be using Opi Perfect White. Any white acrylic color will do. And I'm using Kira Sky brand and Cuccio Pro brand of dip powders. Any brand you have works great. I just felt like these were going to go great with the whole egg design look. So I'm also going to be using Mia Secret monomer because it does take a little bit longer to set, which is exactly what I needed for this set. I'm going to be using my Alpha number 9 over Kolinsky brush. I'm also going to be using my number 8 Artisan brush. That is from nailsuperstore.com, and I do have a code for the Alpha brush only. The other one is affordable as well, so either one works really good. I just needed a smaller one and a decent medium one. So the first thing I do is I go into this pink color dip, and I decided to keep it more pastel colors as much as I could. And I'm gonna first apply it. So when you do any type of nail design that requires you to do cutting on acrylic, there's so many methods of you to do this. You just have to find the best way that works for you. Like for instance, here on the purple one, I'm just applying the purple. Like I said, this marbleizes. It kind of gives that tie-dye look because of the monomer touching the dip powder. The dip powder is so extremely finely milled that it tends to marbleize. That is why I picked them. Then you wait for it to dry. Not completely, almost completely. It's really your choice. This is the best way to do it if you're beginning, simply because you won't be struggling to time it. Here it's just you can work on something else while you're waiting for it to dry, and then you go in with the file and you shape it to a nice crisp lines so that when you apply the next acrylic color, it goes on really smoothly. So this is one way of doing it. The next way of doing it is applying the color the same exact way, making sure you clean off the sidewalls, clean off everything, patting it down, taking your time with it. If it is a little too wet, you do want, especially with this type of design, you do want to use the paper towel and remove any extra monomer that's in your brush before applying the bead. So you go into your monomer, you go into the color acrylic, then go into the paper towel to remove any extra. So this is the second method. I am using an X-Acto blade. I got this from Walmart for a few dollars. Now, for you to cut out the acrylic, you want to wait until the shine of the acrylic goes away. You don't want to wait until it is fully dry. If you wait until the acrylic is fully dry, it is too late, which means you have to go in with the file and shape it. So it is best to be timely with this and keep an eye on it. I don't suggest you doing too many things when you're using the X-Acto blade. So here I'm putting the yellow. Once this yellow kind of mattifies a little bit, the shine goes away, then I can go in with my X-Acto blade. If it is too gummy and it's not seeming to work like this yellow one is, it's because it's still a little shine left on there. So you might have to wait a little bit longer, or if you're not worried or you don't mind, you can just take your time with it. So it really depends. If you want to work quick, just wait until it mattifies, the shine gets removed. Then right away you go in with the X-Acto blade. It does such a nice cut edge, makes it so super fast. But like I said, you do have to keep an eye on it. If you're the type that forgets and gets distracted, then you're probably gonna have to be filing, because I've done that before and it is a pain. But it is a lot faster and easier with the X-Acto blade. But the good thing is that you still have a file that you can go back in there and file. The only thing is, if you do a certain type of shape design, sometimes you can't do it with the file and shape it and file it, especially if it's like a rounder shape. It's hard to do that with the file when they're this small, and it's a lot easier with the X-Acto blade. But it is really your choice. Now from here on, the whole video, I'm gonna be fast forwarding a little bit so I don't keep talking, and it is honestly the same exact steps. It is very time consuming to do this type of design, but it is very relaxing to do it. I enjoy doing it. I don't really offer it too much to my clients when I was taking clients back then, because it is that much time consuming, but it is such a beautiful design and definitely worth it if you price it correctly. Now, one more thing before I leave you guys to it. The X-Acto blade is dulled down, So you might want to do that, because if you don't, it is extremely sharp. You can cut through your nail, your client's nail, you can cut through flesh. It is extremely sharp. So I suggest you highly suggest you dial it down before using it on anyone, even on yourself. Okay, I didn't finish showing you guys the previous clip, like the end of that nail, simply because I have no clue where that clip went. It just disappeared on me. But for this pinky nail, I'm gonna be doing, after I do a few lines of the color of acrylic, the rest of the nail is transparent with a bunch of Easter eggs. So I wanted to use the colors that I used for the rest of the nail, and I do like how the white pops within all the colors, but it also brings it together. So I simply just do the little round egg-like balls of acrylic, and I know it looks a little bit thick here. but it honestly, it really isn't. Once I encapsulate this, it does not look thick at all. I don't even build an apex on this set because it is just a realistic hand. All I'm showing you is the design aspect of it. But if it's a client, this length is really long, so you need a very strong apex in order for them not to break off or damage the client's nail, especially if they're going to be using their hands a lot. But here I'm just showing you, like I said, the design, so I really rarely do the apex and do all that extra stuff that you're supposed to do on a client. But yes, so now here on, well, this is the pinky. The other one was the index finger, sorry. So on the pinky, I wanted to do kind of like a tie-dye marble effect. Not so much marble, more of a tie-dye, just like the t-shirts, because I feel like all this whole look and these colors go with Easter. I didn't want to make it too childlike or too kiddie-ish, if that makes any sense to you guys. So I do add some things towards the end to kind of give it that little oomph. Yeah, that's my explanation. But here I just mess around with the monomer. When you use dip, it is very liquidy, so you want to make sure that you use, like I said, your napkin to remove any excess liquid so that your powder, your acrylic doesn't sink into the sidewalls or into the cuticle area. But I do a very, very thin layer of color, and that is all I do. And then I encapsulate it. Like I said, none of these are going to have an apex, you guys. This is just for design. But I highly recommend you definitely doing a really nice, strong apex for the length. Now on the middle finger, I'm leaving the whole nail clear. And I'm just going to do eggs all over the nail. They're just going to be a bunch of Easter eggs, because I wanted it to go with the index finger, but I didn't want it to be too much, even though I feel like the set is too much. But hey, that's the whole point, for me to get out of my comfort zone and just have fun with doing something and keeping myself busy during this time of being locked down. Why not, right? But yes, I use different colors, and I really do like the purple the best, simply because it did this crazy marble. Like, you really see the difference between the dark purple and the light purple. I feel like the yellow really didn't do that at all. Now I'm going to go in and decorate all the eggs. I do not file the eggs. I do not shape them. I just let them be, honestly. So I go into each and every single egg and decorate them. And once I'm done with that, I'm going to go in with clear acrylic and apply some little gold flakes around, because it just made me feel like it was a part of Easter. I can't explain it. I felt like it went with it. So I put a ton of gold flakes all around in between all the eggs, and then I go in with a really nice wet bead and encapsulate everything. Now if you overplay the acrylic, you will get like bubbles inside, and that was kind of something I kind of wanted to do a little bit, just because I wanted the eggs to look like they were floating in there. But if you really don't want any of the bubble effects, I highly suggest you go in with your brush full of monomer and kind of clean the area before you apply a bead, and then apply your bead, remove some of the excess powder, some of the excess liquid on the napkin, and then go in and take your time. Do not overplay the acrylic. Do not mess around with it. Now I'm gonna go in with my nail bit, and I'm just gonna my sanding band, and I'm just gonna file the nails, clean them off, debulk them. Like I said, there is no apex on none of these, and these are just for design, so it makes it a lot easier for me to not have to worry about the shape or anything. It's honestly just making it nice, flat and straight, and cleaning off any excess that's in there. And then I'm going to go in with my hand file, and I'm going to shape these as much as I prefer. You can do any shape you want, and then once I shape them, I go into the design aspect of it. I'm going to be using this gold tape. It's very, very thin. I just felt like it was going to give such a nice pop color. I'm using a short top coat. It's really nice. It works really well. So I decided I was going to add crystals. I wasn't sure if I was. I always wait till the end to see what else I can do and what else goes with it. But after adding the gold strips, I felt like crystals were just going to be popping these nails a lot more. Now, the best way that works for me to do these kind of tape strips on the nail is to put them underneath acrylic and encapsulate them, or do hard gel or soak off gel and encapsulate them, because they last forever on clients. They will come off when you remove them with the file. Here, like I said, it's a practice hand. I put them on top, then I top coat, and that was it. I'm going to remove these right away and do a new set. So it was no issue for me to have to worry about it lifting. So then I go in with glue, and I do apply all my crystals with glue. And then after that is dry, I do apply an activator to harden and dry the glue. And then I top coat. This is exactly how I put all my crystals, except huge ones like the ones on the pinky. Those I normally do with hard gel. But everything else I do with glue, and then I top coat, and they last 3+ weeks. My clients usually always come back with all the crystals. And like I said, I top coat the front, and I do turn the nails around and top coat the back, which is something I highly suggest doing on clients if you're doing a transparent see-through nail. But I really wanted to do some crazy out of my comfort zone nails for Easter, at least for the holiday, to bring out the whole spirit of the holiday. Okay, this is the outcome of the nail set. I really hope you guys like this Easter acrylic nail set video. I had a lot of fun making this. I didn't know where I was going with it, but I'm glad of the outcome of it. And if you guys want to see anything specific, please comment down below so I know what to be uploading next for you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Stay safe.